June the 6th, downland plants. Warm, south-facing downland slopes with all their different flowers are among the most attractive habitats in the whole of Europe. In places such as quarry hangers on the North Downs, there may be up to 30, perhaps even 40 different species of flowering grass in 1 square metre, and even more new flowers in an adjacent square. Not only that, but the flowers on one patch of down can differ considerably from those on the next. On chalk, the roots of these flowers often form a springy, almost spongy turf that is attractive to both walkers, picnickers and horses. This partly explains why so many race courses, for example Epsom, are on Downland. There are a good range of floristically rich downs surprisingly close to London. For example, Riddlesdown, Farthing Down, Coley Hill, White Down, Hackhurst Down, and the slopes around Buckland, Betchworth and Box Hill. Attractive flowers you are likely to encounter now include yellowwort, Blackstonia perfoliata, small scabious, Scabiosa columbaria, Agrimonia eupatoria, mignonette, Reseda lutea, hardhead, Centaury nigra, as well as thyme, Thymus praecox, lady's bedstraw, Galium verum, crowfoot, Cruciata livipes, and fairy flax, Linum carfaticum. The latter species is typical of many downland flowers, having small leaves and flowers to avoid water loss, but deep roots to collect water. The leaves of this flax used to be steeped in wine and then left on the embers overnight. The resulting mulled wine was then used as a purgative. Besides paths and on hillsides, the large blue flowers of the perennial cornflower, Centaurea montana, occasionally stand out, as well as the first St. John's Hypericum species and Eyebright's Euphrasia species. Rarer plants worth looking out for include bastard toadflax, Thesium humifusum, Clary, Salvia verbenaca, Sainfoin onobricis fishifolia, dropwort Filipendula vulgaris, and lesser brimrate Oribanche minor. Where rabbits are grazing and the turf is short, the small powdered pink flowers of centaury, Centaurea erythraea, can also be common. The centaur concerned was Chiron, who was known to have used the plant to cure himself after being wounded by an arrowhead dipped in Hydra's blood. The flowers are only open on fine days, and even then only in the afternoon. Its bitter leaves were once a constituent of the Duke of Portland's gout powder, an old cure that surprisingly was administered with wine. On downs such as Farthing Down and nearby Happy Valley, there are good stands of yellow rattle, Rhinanthus minor, and also the much rarer narrow-leaved rattle, Rhinanthus serratinus. These plants get their name from the sound made by the seeds in their capsules when the plant is shaken. Traditionally, this sound announced it was time to bring the hay in. The plants themselves are semi-parasites, getting water and minerals from the roots of nearby grasses. The seeds used to be collected and dropped into the eyes to cure cataracts. Waterside plants. Marshy and wetland situations are another excellent habitat in which to seek out new flowers this month. New mints, mentha species, burreeds, sporangium species, and spearwits, ranunculus species, may be accompanied by the celery leaf buttercup, Ranunculus scleratus, brook lime, Veronica beccabunga, water plantain, Elisma plantago aquatica, mare's tail, Hyperus vulgaris, yellow flag iris, Iris pseudochorus, king cup, Caltha palustris, ragged robin, Lycnus floscuculi, marsh arrowgrass, Triglochim palustra, water forget-me-not, Myosotis palustris, as well as watercress, Nasturtium officinale, fool's watercress, Apium nodiflorum, and various Potamogeton species. Attractive rarer flowers include water speedwell, Veronica anagallis aquatica, the water violet, Hatonia palustris, and bogbean, Menianthus trifoliata. Good places to look for waterside plants are Erith marshes and Cranham Marsh Nature Reserve. When seen en masse in slow-moving rivers, such as the River Darrant, water crowfoots are among the most attractive sights of the whole month. Unfortunately, there are several different types of these floating white and yellow buttercups that are notoriously difficult to separate. First, you have to look at their leaves, of which there are 2 types. Then underwater are thread-like in appearance. Those underwater are thread-like in appearance, and those above flat, roundish, often dissected, and more typical of other buttercups. If the leaves out of water are generally roundish and well divided, this could well indicate the common water crowfoot, Ranunculus aquatilis. Less divided and more kidney-shaped floating leaves, and it could be the pond water crowfoot, Ranunculus peltatus. More shamrock-shaped leaves could indicate the brackish water crowfoot, Ranunculus podotii, which is usually found near the Thames. Where there are no surface leaves, just long trailing green filaments in the water, then it is likely to be the river water crowfoot, Ranunculus fluitans. And if the filaments are on the short side, perhaps the stream water crowfoot, Ranunculus penicillatus. Where there are no surface leaves at all, just those underwater arranged a little like the spokes of a bicycle wheel, and then you might be looking at the fan-leaved water crowfoot, Ranunculus circinatus. If both flowers and the submerged leaves are a little on the small side, this could indicate the three-leaved water crowfoot, Ranunculus trichophilus. Add to all this, water crowfoots are naturally variable, and it might be just worth enjoying any sheet of flowers you come across. Waterside plants were collected in the past for many different purposes. For example, gypsywort, Lycopus europaeus, now in flower, was used to stain the face darker in order to look a more convincing fortune teller. Meadowsweet, Philippendia ulnaria, was used as a strewing herb in large houses, but was also used to flavour the mead that was drunk there.